This was a good pairing for these two players today, Mike Donald and Billy Ray Brown, as we go to 10 and Larry Mize, his third shot. Mize 1 over on his round today. This is a 577-yard par 5 to the bunker to the right of the green.
I'm going to say, if that's his third shot, he hit 2 big shots there, Roger. I hope it's only his third shot.
And let's go back to 7 now. Jerry?
Billy Ray Brown playing his 4th shot here on number 7 after driving the ball in the rough, and when he tried to pitch out, he caught the heavy rough, did not get back to the fairway, so he is now playing his 4th shot. Little sandwich shot from about 80 yards. You know, it just grabbed on him.
Didn't release for him. I was mentioning a good pairing, David, because these two guys, one has never won, the other just won victory, so the same sort of situation for those two players, rather than being paired with a big name, as we see Nick Faldo. And keeps it below the hole there at 11, but it spins back. Now up ahead, the 16th hole, second shot for Hale Irwin.
All right, you see the blue mark there in the fairway. That's 200 yards. So Hale's approximately 200 yards there, uphill. Good news is a little helping wind.
Good long iron player, though, isn't he, David?
Wonderful.
I would say so. And Hale Irwin with yet another birdie chance.
I guess that justifies the United States Golf Association's invitation to Hale Irwin to
absolutely
come play a little golf this year.
You know, he's been very competitive this year. He's had some good tournaments.
Well, in 1975, he was 1 stroke out of the playoff, made a 12-footer at the last hole for a par when he was defending champion.
Greg Norman.
That should have helped Greg a little bit, Judge, just what the wind is doing there, being in the trees and sort of the downhill side there. And you can see what a big drive he hit. That white marker is 150 to the center of the green.
So he's above the hole and will have a very slick putt coming back down. And
can't be happy with that. No, that's a little bit of an uphill line. Generally, when a good player misses that kind of shot, it is a pull.
Now, Billy Ray Brown, and this will be for par at the 7th hole. This is for par now.
Slow down, Billy Ray.
Oh, goodness. He's got some trouble now, doesn't he, Jerry?
Well, that was very fast when it went over the hill, and I think he needs to just get a little composure at this time. Just go ahead and try to make bogey and go on to the next hole, but that was a little too aggressive.
Yeah, as I've said before, what you don't want to make in this event is a double bogey. It's just too hard to make 2 more birdies to get back to par.
Mike Donald taking a look at his putt for birdie. Curtis Strange is 5 back. Olazabal also 5. Steve Jones with a good round today, 5 under 67, bogeying 18. Sluman continues to have a struggle, as does Mark Brooks today.
Todd Woosner may make a little run at it today. Good round today by Steve Elkington.
This putt from about 15 feet, Rogers actually breaks right to left. The pin is so far in the back right corner that the slope is going to take this ball from right to left. It's going to be extremely fast. Really picking up in speed now, these greens. The wind is starting to dry them out. Who just turned off on the bottom side, but that was a super stroke.
So Mike Donald, after making birdies on the first 2 holes, now with 5 consecutive pars, as Nick Faldo has this for birdie at 11. Faldo at 7 under and 2 shots back. And the Grand Slam possibilities start to creep into everyone's mind. Mike Donald at 9 under. Billy Ray Brown will drop back, and Faldo and Irwin at 7. In 1906, the great run of Willie Anderson, who had won 3 straight Opens, came to a halt at the historic Onwentzia Club in Lake Forest, north of Chicago. Anderson was disposed by the redoubtable Alex Smith. The runner-up was Willie Smith, a brother of the champion. The Smith clan had immigrated from Carnoustie, a grim gray citadel of golf on Scotland's east coast. A third brother was MacDonald Smith, who played into the 1930s and was often identified, along with Sam Snead, as the best players who never won a U.S. Open. And a few moments ago, at 16, Greg Norman for birdie. Oh, you had to be careful, David, with that putt.
Yeah, you couldn't get too frisky. It's downhill, and he's got to look back, though, at the bogey that he just made there at 14.
Now, this was Curtis a few moments ago for par at the 9th hole. And so Curtis will drop yet another shot after bogeys at 7 and 9. He is 3 under for the championship, 2 over on his round this Sunday in Chicago.
And what he has to do now going to the 10th tee is say, okay, it's still not over. Unless this man makes this one, then it may be over.
Hale Irwin for birdie at 16. Just to get him 1 shot back of Mike Donald. And now at the 8th tee, told Billy Ray Brown made double bogey back there at 7, and this is Mike Donald's tee shot.
This par 3 playing 199 today into a very stiff breeze is picking up. Mike with a 3-iron. Pin cut left. And that ball is straight right and going to be short. Well, actually, it's going to be on the right over the hump there and going to be on the green, but not a good swing. The wind is really gusting.
Long way from the pin.
To finish my story on Curtis there, he's got to think, I've got to try to shoot 32 on the back 9. And this 8th hole is the only par 3 here without water, but it's a very fine par 3 on its own. Shooting a little downhill there. Big slope on this green from left to right, and the pin today just in the shadow that you see there, left side of the green. Very dangerous pin position. You cannot miss it to the left. Mike Donald put it in the right place if you're going to miss.
Billy Ray Brown.
Also with a 3-iron.
That's got to be a Texan. He said, hunt, doggy.
Beautiful shot there, David.
That doggy did hunt.
Well, the way that tee sets you up there, David, it almost sets you up to hit it to the right. And
everything on that hole makes you want to hit to the right.
Right.
And that's why that particular pin position is very difficult to get into.
Mike Donald's the only guy from the last 6 groups to be under par today. So if there was any thought about nerves and whether this man who's been out there for some 11 years with just 1 victory wanted it today, he's been very steady so far and got himself off to a good start, which has been the key to his round with birdies at the first 2 holes.
Reggie Zeller having a good tournament. I thought Larry Nelson might play a little better today, and Scott Simpson. Jim Benepe finishes with a good round.
Now Tim Simpson with a birdie putt at 9. Remember, he hit it so close at 8 and missed it. He used it. He got it. That's what you use the edge of the cup for, David. Just
That's
to
why it's
let
a
it,
certain size.
just to let it fall in. So Tim Simpson now gets to 6 under even on his round today. And on the tee at 17, Hale Irwin.
And maybe the hardest shot of the day for Hale.
He birdied this hole the first 2 days and made par there yesterday.
Well, he's played it better than anyone else. Now watch what this ball does. That slope is so severe there.
Tim Morgan, the USGA championship agronomist, told me this morning they mowed that green 3 times this morning. And when the young man finished mowing it for the third time, the crowd that had gathered there gave him a standing ovation, and he was signing autographs when he left.
Some of the players might like to find him too.
Now at 12, Nick Faldo, his second shot.
He's between 205 and 210 yards, Roger. Right in the center of the fairway. Again, playing a 1-iron off the tee. Nick has only used his driver twice today. He's playing a 4-iron. This is straight downwind. Maybe the wind moving slightly to his right, but it's definitely helping him.
It's a little gusty. I mean, or you just don't think he's made his mind up what he's trying to do.
Well, it did gust there. I think this is a very, very tough shot. He does not want to pull this ball to the left. I mean, we've talked about that. It's difficult to make 4 from the left side. But I think he'll hit a good shot.
Oh, get out there. Do that.
Marvelous shot.
David, you can't play it any better than that. He has left himself an uphill putt on the toughest hole on the golf course.
Nick Faldo with a birdie putt to get to within 1 of our leader Mike Donald, who is at 9 under par through 7 holes of the final round of this 90th U.S. Open Championship. In 1911, Johnny McDermott, a tough little ex-caddy out of Philadelphia, won the Open at the Chicago Golf Club. He was one of the new breed of pros known as homebreds because they were born in this country, unlike all the earlier Open winners who were born in Great Britain. McDermott was different for his time because he practiced constantly. First, he hit balls at a tarpaulin spread on the ground 150 yards out. Eventually, he reduced his target to a couple of sheets of spread out newspaper. Long putt for birdie at the 8th hole. Just to get it down in 2 is what he's thinking about. Pretty healthy run at it right there.
Not bad, though. That's slow going up that hill, and I like the speed that he's had on all of his putting today.
Donald's putt a moment ago, and live, Billy Ray Brown, after the double bogey, gets one back with the birdie at 8, and he's now 7 under and 2 back of Mike Donald. Hale Irwin at 7 under par. Nick Faldo also at 7. Faldo with a real good birdie putt at the difficult 12th hole. That could get him to 8. Hale Irwin, of course, also with a birdie putt at 17, that treacherous par 3. And now, this is Nick Faldo at 12.
Roger, I described that putt as an uphill putt. It's not really uphill, but it's fairly level. He is definitely, obviously, not coming down from the left side of that green.
Level putts look uphill here, don't they, Ed?
David, this is a very makeable putt. You're right, on this hole especially. I've seen so many guys bail out left here and catch these trees, and the only guys I've seen recover for par have missed the green to the right. But he's got a great putt. It should break to his right a little bit.
Well, it's been a typical sort of Nick Faldo round. He's made no bogeys. He's got 3 birdies, the rest pars.
He came out with a strategy that was definitely one of patience and just a strategy just to put the ball in the fairway here. He has not been aggressive, but he has not made any mistakes.
Pulled it.
Hale Irwin for birdie at 17. Breaks right to left.
Very disappointed that ball didn't move more to the left than that.
So Irwin will tap that in, and with everything that's happening, so many subplots in this final round of the 90th Open Championship,